The Home Scar by Kathleen MacMahon, published by Penguin Random House. And this is the story of two siblings who live at opposite ends of the world. So Christo is an academic in Cambridge and his sister Cassie is living with her partner in Mexico. Christo happens to spot that due to a recent storm, some tree trunks have been exposed from under the sea. And it takes him immediately back to a summer in the early 1980s when he and his sister and their mother had gone to Galway, and they were spending what to him was a pretty perfect summer by the coast in a ramshackle cottage. And he gets in touch with his sister and he asks whether she would like to revisit that point in time in their lives, even though they have each of them a very different perspective on time spent with their mother. The children both had different fathers and therefore their experience was very different. I would say that Cassie spent a lot of time with her mother in Mexico and they led a very bohemian life. I would say it's kind of like a free child life where her mother seemed to be pretty irresponsible, would take her out of school at a whim, would party and basically live the high life. Now, she had been in a relationship with Christo's father, who was quite a famous star, and Christo probably suffered because he was the child of someone quite famous. His father has gone on to have another relationship and another family, and when Christo was sort of in his teenage years, he would often go and spend the summer with his father and new wife and family, and that for him wasn't altogether easy. So here they are in Galway and they are looking for the place that they stayed in at that point with their mother. They do in fact find it serendipitously, and they go and live in the cottage, and of course that reawakens all kinds of feelings and memories and reinvented memories because which of us can remember the true account of things that have happened in our past lives. And they meet a childhood friend who's obviously stayed in the area and grown up, and they hear about what has become of other people that they met at that point in time. This is an author who can write incredibly well. I felt there was perhaps a little lack of depth because Mum was, a fairly careless parent, and we know that through the book, but I think we needed to know a little bit more about the residual effect of her parenting. Because Christo, I think, was very positive about his experiences with his mum, and Cassie wasn't. So was that perhaps to do with the fact she was a girl, he was a boy? What was their mother's response to each of her children? I'd kind of like to have known that, but nevertheless, this is a interesting, well-told story of memory, and the setting feels very colourful, and I think this is a really sort of lovely, quiet book. So if you're looking for something new to pick up that is engaging, then The Home Scar by Kathleen MacMahon is a very, very nice read.